Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the book Dark Age. The second book in the whole kind of next saga of the Red Rising saga. There is Lightbringer after this. We had Iron and Gold before. There should be Red God. That could potentially be 2 books. I did not like this book. Now, there are a couple of reasons for that. Now, this is 752 pages. It's not the length that kind of really goes on with it. It's the content that kind of pops up and what kind of goes on. I was usually kind of reading this after doing some gaming and stuff, and I pretty much finished my last kind of thing of games before, like, new kind of ones kind of pop up around gift-giving time. And I was able to kind of blitz through this. Lysander is the character that really kind of burns me the most. I don't mind Darrow getting kind of like brought down on certain kind of things, but the main kind of issue pops in that like everybody gets fucked over in this. Like, I mean, there's certain kind of things of like certain kind of characters winning and everything, but it's just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing after bad thing happening. There's not really a lot of kind of ebb and flow on it. And you're like, did you read the Red Rising trilogy? Yes, but I felt that there was a better kind of pacing effect of like, oh my god, because Darrow gets to Mercury to try and like save his people, saving Orion, who had been taken by Atlas the Fear Knight, and they give her kind of prosthetic fingers and stuff like that, and trying to figure out how to kind of deal with the whole Mercury situation. Lysander popping up to Atalantia and trying to broker this kind of peace between the Rim, getting reacquainted with his kind of acquaintance Ajax as kind of a brother, but of course he's never been in battle, so everybody kind of just fucks with him. See, I'm going to say this, and you're going to be like, Darrow is stupid too. It's like, yes, but I felt that Darrow's plot armor of escaping certain kind of things in previous books wasn't anywhere on the level of Lysander's stuff of what goes on, specifically even in this one. The thing is, he makes really stupid decisions that probably should have killed his ass, but it's not worked out well enough of why it didn't, other than the plot needed him for it. Because he's an effective kind of secondary protagonist slash kind of main villain. I understand what is attempting to be done here. Building him up as this kind of savior of this society. Pardon me. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. But, and showing his kind of rise as being the kind of revolutionary against the kind of republic and everything that Darrow and his forces were trying to show off against. However, he just comes off as a stupid motherfucker, like a smart stupid motherfucker, that just accidentally survives a lot of shit. And I mean, he still even gets fucked over, like his face fucking melted off, gets scars and all this kind of shit. He learns in this book that Calandora and Atalantia were part of his grandmother's plot to kill his parents. And that he pretty much goes on an Apollonius kind of thing of like, I'm just going to get power and fuck this shit up. Where first, and even publicly still later on in certain things, he's trying to be as a kind of reformer and make the society kind of better. Whereas most of them were like, fuck this shit, we're gold. They can eat shit and die. It's like everything is pretty much showcasing why his shit is wrong. Now, him being dogmatically stuck on it, I don't have a problem with that. It's the execution of, oh yeah, my path's still right. It was like, you got your face burned off. And this motherfucker attempted to kill you. These other motherfuckers attempted to kill you. I don't even know why they have people following his ass. Like, in the beginning, sure. Oh, you got the loon name. Most afterward, I would be like, nah. Because we're seeing this go on as this kind of duel of Darrow attempting to pretty much get his forces off of Mercury and save, like, Alexander and Rona, his niece. And all the shit that goes down as he pretty much keeps getting fucked over and fucked over and fucked over. Atalantia attempting to do an Iron Rain. That's where Lysander pretty much pops up. Him utilizing these storm gods, these terraforming machines that he learned from Glarastes, the master maker on Mercury. And he has Orion kind of using it, but she goes fucking rogue as shit and attempts to pretty much like wipe the whole planet, and he kills her. And everybody's like, oh, Darrow meant to do this kind of shit. Lysander's like, you son of a bitch. It's like, do you see what you are doing to these people? He even sees the Fear Knight impaling people and gets captured by the Fear Knight's Gorgons, attempting to do mercy killings for these people before pretty much getting hit on, stepping on a landmine and shit. As we see that Alexander was captured, thought dead, as pretty much Darrow hunkers down in Heliopolis. No, I'm going to save Virginia stuff for last. I know it's kind of weird, but we'll get there. And Darrow pretty much works with Glarastes to pretty much make this EMP thing to pretty much get the Morning Star out and everything, but it goes completely to shit. Lysander pretty much gets in, works with Glarastes. The EMP is detonated off. Darrow's forces are completely pretty much destroyed. Lysander stabs him. He utilizes his blade to take down Kalendora. There is a poison in there that kills her, as she pretty much confesses to everything, as Lysander's pretty much gotten together with Atalantia to make sure that nobody kills his ass, and for him to continue going on before he learns everything about his grandmother doing that, and using the Pandemonium Chair to remove his memories of his parents, pretty much. He also meets Apollonius in the desert, being like, I want the mind's eye, motherfucker. It's like, alright. And then he pretty much comes together with Apollonius at the end to become partners to just do shit. It's like, alright, let's see how that kind of works out for you, you fucking dick. Darrow is pretty much impaled and wounded horribly, says Thraxia. And Hornacius is his kind of orange that's helping him as being kind of a third command. Well, no, more second in command. Thraxia is kind of like his right hand. So they are pretty much accepting death at this kind of point, but we see that Cassius and the Archimedes pops up and takes him off, and Lysander's like, I thought he fucking died in the rim. And it's like, alright, so Darrow's in the wind. We'll see what kind of goes on with that. Darrow's part, I'm fine with, but you need more of an ebb and flow of what's kind of going on, and you see him get kind of fucked over, Lysander get kind of fucked over, and you also see Virginia get fucked over, and Ephraim Horn get fucked over, and it's just like, holy fucking shit. So, yeah, we'll hit that, and then we'll hit the thing, even though that goes past the point of what's going on, because I want to hit the shit that I really fucking hate at the end of it, if that makes any kind of fucking sense. So, we also see Ephraim Horn trying to figure out what's kind of going on. Him being taken in by Sephi, having rescued the kids. She has decided to remove the Obsidians from the war. Now, they do have true grievances because they've been fighting for 10 years. They don't have what the Republic has promised them, and decide to pretty much take over Olympia on Mars. Her doing this kind of all-tribe kind of thing, Virginia kind of letting it kind of go. She's not engineering it completely from the background, but trying to get it to kind of get to that kind of point to kind of make sure that they can kind of work a system out. Sephi being poisoned with a pretty much a genetic, kind of poison kind of thing that can be spread to people if you touch it, so it's like, oh, fucking shit. But that works on later on because we see that Ephraim and the kids are being pretty much kept as leverage. Victra is pissed and is attempting to kind of wrangle what's kind of going on with that. She is still pregnant until later stuff kind of goes on. Lyria and Volga are captured and actually communicating through their cells on Pandora. We don't know it's Pandora until we get into that kind of bit. So I'm going to do their kind of stuff and then do Virginia stuff at the end. So Ephraim has pretty much been tasked with creating insurgency slash counterinsurgency agents within the Obsidians. This is not usually what they are bred for, so it's a different kind of skill set for him. He kind of works it out, kind of gets more ingratiated with Pax and Elektra, and gets into the whole kind of all-tribe thing and kind of buys into what Sephi's doing. We do see things going on that Sephi has actually withdrawn from her partner Valdir because of the whole genetic kind of thing kind of going on. So him and this Freehild Scuggy chick, which is one of the ones that Ephraim is pretty much teaching, have a thing kind of going on. They're like, oh, okay, we're learning about this. So Freehild and Asgard, the shaman kind of dude that Ephraim's kind of hooked up with, we learned that he is pretty much just kind of bullshitter, but he does believe in the whole kind of all-tribe thing that Sephi's pushing because he's the one who kind of planted the idea for that. They're kind of like out just fucking about before pretty much this Volsang Fa dude from the Outer Rim kind of shit. Like even beyond the like rim kind of things. Also, Seraphina, one of the Rim delegation gets, like, blasted by a rail thing, and she's, like, dead in the desert. Diomedes is also part of it, but he, like, is out for most of it, and then kind of pops in and, like, bring her. So Freehild gets killed by Volsung and pretty much takes the one eye from Asgard, and, there's, of course, sets Valdir off, and everybody kind of just starts going fucking nuts. Ephraim pretty much gets the kids out of there, and they're trying to figure out what's kind of going on and what they can do. But Volsang pretty much attacks the Pandora with these kind of fucked up, augmented obsidians, the Askamani. Pax pretty much knew about it and was kind of seeing what's kind of going on. Lyria and Volga kind of escape with Victra and this woman Figment, who's pretty much got this techno thing in her. We learn more about it at the end, but this thing kind of like helped Lyria and Volga pretty much find Victra as they're pretty much on Mars trying to figure out what's kind of going on. We see that the Red Hand's pretty much going after them, but Victra just goes into labor, gives birth to a son, and names him Ulysses. However, they're pretty much in a place that's pretty much controlled by the Red Hand. Volga's pretty much captured as she's trying to set off a message, and Victra and Lyria kind of get separated before she tries to find them and sees that Ulysses, the baby, was killed and nailed to a tree. She is able to kind of bury it. Severo is not around at this point because he is kind of doing his own thing and trying to help Virginia, but he gets captured by other kind of things, so we'll have to see how he kind of deals with that when he learns about that. Lyria is able to infiltrate the Red Hand organization, utilizing some of the accoutrements from Figment from this kind of orb, these kind of like acid teeth, helping these other girls do these things as well before also getting ratted out. But she's able to get to Victra, unleashes her unholy hell on things, also helps Volga escape from being pressed into servitude as an Obsidian, helping the other slaves as well. As things go completely and utterly crazy, they pretty much, Victra and Lyria both chase down Harmony and pretty much leave her in a pit viper kind of pit. It's like, gonna happen to a kind of crazier asshole. And Victra is like trying to deal with everything kind of going on, and also later kind of just does an oath to Lyria and Volga for what they've kind of done, because she is just a crazy ass motherfucker. Like she facilitates a lot between like hate and love and all that kind of stuff, and is very kind of abrasive in how she kind of presents herself. But it was interesting to see that kind of work out. We also saw that Pax had his kind of Anakin Skywalker moment, helping fly the ship and destroying a torch ship that the Red Hand had commandeered, and was pretty much getting ready to kind of nuke the mines. But Ephraim and the rest of them got a signal that Lyria was able to broadcast, and brought most of Mars to take the Red Hand out, because they'd just gone into just an extreme and nihilistic motherfucker, fuck you all kind of shit. So they kind of stomp on that, because the Obsidians and the Republic were in kind of nasty kind of cahoots. We also see that horn, learns about everything kind of going on. He also gets this kind of heart spike taken out of him. We see that a lot of kind of stuff's kind of going on with Sephi's things, with this Xenophon dude. We see this pink guy get killed. We see Asgard disgraced. Sephi doesn't believe in the Volsung Pa dude, who is also asking after Volga because evidently he is the grandfather of Volga, and Volga is the daughter of Ragnar. Big kind of shit going on. And he tries to warn Sephi, but Volsung then makes his whole kind of move, and Ephraim tries to blow him up, and that doesn't work out. He pretty much kills Sephi, blood eagles her ass, eats her heart. Ephraim pretty much blew himself up, and the dude eats Volsung eats his heart. It's like, oh, fucking shit. So a lot of horrible shit goes on here where you don't really... It's like, it's very taxing. Now, that's mainly because everything kind of goes wrong for everybody in here. Now, Virginius. I like... You're going to be looking at me like, what? Did you hate her part the most? Not until a certain point. Okay? It was interesting to see how she was working with things, how she was dealing with the Obsidians, how she was trying to get other senators to help her initiate the protocol to send the fleet to help the legions on Mercury. Also, she was sending other kind of supplies that helped give Darrow hope and give him a little bit of a different kind of choice instead of like hurting Lysander before he learned he was Lysander and the Fear Knight Atlas who was captured. And just trying to be a better kind of person. Even restraining himself from cutting off Atlas's hands and everything. So we see her kind of dealing with wondering if her son's alive, what's kind of going on with her son, how she can kind of help the Republic, how she can help the Dancer and everything, and just working everything mechanically behind the scenes works out pretty well. Understanding her relationship with the Axo and the Telemanus is always a nice kind of thing. It's like, okay, there's a good little bit of it going on before everything goes to shit. They get to the pivotal kind of vote, and we see everything go to shit. Daxo's killed, Dancer's killed, poisoned. Publius is pretty much an agent of Lilac, the queen of the Syndicate. And you're like, alright, fine, I'm alright with this. Where's your problem going on? We learn that this was orchestrated not by Lilith, but that one of the contingency protocols of the Jackal was to have a clone made. And I'm like, oh, fucking shit. I actually almost stopped reading after this. Mainly because I'm like, we've already done this. Even though I would probably prefer the Jackal over Lysander at this point. We have had Lysander built up with 2 books already. Can we just deal with this dumb fucker, please? I don't want to go back to the tree and the rock that we've already seen. We have already dealt with this shit. And I'm just like, oh my god. And then, racked into the point, Lilith, who was in love with Adrius, the Jackal, also gave birth to this kid, but also looks at the kid more like her lover. Now, and nothing... I mean, she gives weird looks, and that's about the extent and that she wants to be like a favorite. Virginia is able to kind of like figure out what's kind of going on and play this motherfucker and pretty much poisons him. And also poisons Lilac, but she like bites off her own nose and shit. Or like cuts off her own nose. Virginia gets fucked up before she's pretty much rescued by the Telemanuses and Holiday and taken off-world to pretty much recoup on Mars. See, I don't want clone Adrius. Okay? This has to be handled very carefully. Clones always have to. I mean, it's kind of seeded a little bit of Kavak's being cloned and being raised by Dax, so it's like, alright, that's different. But the thing is, we've already dealt with this character before. He has met his comeuppance, and he has been killed. I don't like trying to go back to a well with a character like that. Especially in the way that it's done. Like, it's one of the last kind of, like, trauma fuckeries of, like, we have dealt... Like, it almost felt like it was a trauma thing for me as a reader. Where you see Darrow dealing with not being able to lead his men effectively and get them out and being like, oh shit, they're all fucking dead. Lysander being like, war is fucking hell, and everybody's betrayed me, so I'm gonna fuck up everything with this and everything. And Ephraim dying, Volga having to deal with kind of what's going on with Volsung, and giving herself over to kind of save Mars. Victor losing her baby. It's just one after the other. I'm like, I've seen this shit. And unless you're going to do something really fucking different with it, why are we doing this? Now I know there's more books kind of going on, but that's like having a book series that has a really good character, really good villain. Like say Outlander with Blackjack Randall. Blackjack Randall is a really good and compelling villain. But that's like you kill his ass and then just bring him back because he's the only villain you've got. Now, that fits more within the realm of comic books, mainly because of it being a kind of circular retelling usually of certain kind of myths and legends. I.e., you told Batman and the Joker story before, you could get to an end where Batman and the Joker have a final confrontation, one kills the other, and they get brought back in their kind of eternal struggle, telling new kind of things kind of going on. I would prefer that not to go down with this kind of stuff. I mean, we've had the cloning kind of stuff brought up again with the Daxo, but also with Sophocles and all that. But I was just like, I don't want to deal with this asshole again. We've already got all these other kind of people and villains. Fuck, give me Lila. Make her that kind of nutty, kind of crazy, that she actually got smarter, or maybe she didn't and she's actually played by Publius, even though she's attempting to make him the kind of like dog, as we get that kind of going on with Adrius, bringing that up, killing Howlers, warning Severo to shut the fuck up, or otherwise he'll wipe his memory with the psycho spikes that Virginia has, and send him after his own family and kill him. It's just, we've had this villain before. We've had our resolution with this villain, and I don't know why we're back here. It just really fucking stuck in my craw. It was the kind of last straw catalyst of being like, what the fuck? Now, I've got the other book. I'm in the process of reading the other book to see where it kind of goes, but it's mainly how much time Lysander kind of takes up, and the poor execution of him surviving most of the stupid shit that goes on. And I know you're like, you just don't like Lysander. It's like, yes, that is a key part of it. But one of the reasons why I don't like Lysander is because of, I know Darrow did stupid shit, and most of the time he probably should have died for it, but he usually pays more of a price than like Lysander does. And Lysander has like no introspection on it, even though he is put on pardon, fuck's man, that was almost gnarly. Even though he's presented as an introspective kind of character, he, instead of being the introspective character that it's kind of set up to be, he's more of the head up his own ass. Now, sure, that's, you could probably hate read that to the point of like, I want to see how this motherfucker gets taken out. Mainly because you'd think he'd probably trip over the stairs and fucking spoon his, like a spoon and fucking stab him to death or whatnot. And that's pretty much where I'm at him. It's, there didn't feel like there was an ebb and flow. It's like this whole book was like, I'm gonna beat the motherfucking shit out of all the characters and you. What you got? And I'm like, okay. I don't mind getting knocked down, but it's just when that's the whole thing going on, it gets tiring. And especially tiring for like 700 pages. And there are little moments, but they're not enough to kind of pull me completely out of like, this is all shit. And especially when you've got a lot of shit in your own life kind of going on. Like, I don't have like a lot of shit where I'm like, okay. That it would just kind of double down and like stop the kind of stuff. It's still at a kind of point where I'm like, I'm not here to watch torture porn of like you just completely fucking taking your characters and just like cracking the unholy fucking shit out of it. It just, when everything's kind of going on and the dead baby is like one of the least bad things that happened, And you're just like, damn. And I don't mean that, like, lightly. I'm not saying that, like, it's just like, oh, God. It was just like, it was more like the shit cherry on the shit cake of, like, oh, of course. Just like, fuck. I've just got, like, a certain kind of threshold level, and I'm like, I just really don't want to see characters completely and utterly fucked over all the damn time in an entire book. I need a little kind of a break. And this, I was like, oh, shit. So we'll see where this kind of goes. The last book and or books, because of how long it is, are supposed to come out in 2026. So we'll kind of see what goes on here, but I'd almost pretty much tell people to read the Red Rising trilogy, and then just kind of, if they want to read the other stuff, go for it. I understand that it's attempting to explore a lot of things of, like, the failures of, like, certain kind of revolutions and what kind of goes on in the resurgence of asshole kind of shit going on that you fought against. It's just like, okay, can we get a little back and forth here? Because it's just like, everybody kind of gets shit on, but these assholes keep winning. It's like, alright, I understand that that's kind of what the plot's attempting to do, but I need a better kind of execution and a better kind of ebb and flow. I don't know, man. So those are my opinions on the book. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.